today in this video, it's not a repeat. We met up with Poi the other day, but today we're meeting a very special creator who decided to sell a lot of his stuff and lives in a van or a truck, and he's also Vietnamese. So we're gonna link up and chat about life in Vancouver. Apparently he wants to leave, come to Vietnam one day, who knows? But we're on our way now. He lives all the way up in, it's kind of way out there. Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? What's up, bro? So I'm here with my friend.
What's up?
Tuan.
Tuan.
But you're Vietnamese though, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna say it right though.
Tuan.
Tuan. And then he lives out of the trailer here, so we can get a little tour. Okay, this is free for you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, this is the living room and kitchen. It's got like a fridge, microwave, stove, oven. It's got everything. Sink.
Where do you sleep?
Over there. So that's the bedroom. That's the master bedroom. You can walk up there if you want.
Are you single?
Yeah. Can't be in a relationship. I can't really cook here just because it's winterized right now.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't use the sink or the washroom or anything like that. But the company runs the Tim Hortons every morning, so we just get that.
Gotcha.
Just living off Tim's every morning.
Oh my god, this looks like the intro for something.
Footrest too.
Oh shit. Wait, is there one on the side?
Yeah.
How do I pull it?
There's like a tab somewhere.
Yeah, pull it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Bro, we out here with Tuan.
Tuan.
Tuan. And tell us a little bit more about yourself. Let's start off with, how close are you with your Vietnamese roots?
Not at all. Like I barely speak to my parents. Maybe like once every few months.
Yeah.
And on the phone.
So can you speak Vietnamese?
Yeah. Like I can speak enough. Like when I go to a restaurant or something, I like speak fast enough where they can't really tell like if I'm like from here or from Vietnam or if I can't speak Vietnamese or not.
So I'm gonna put you on the spot. Thì em có thể nói tiếng Việt được không ạ?
Được.
Được.
Một tí thôi.
Một tí thôi. Good, that's pretty good, bro.
Yeah, so at the restaurant, the lady was like, "So how long have you been in Canada?" I'm like, I was born in Canada.
Nice.
But it's just because like the conversation isn't like intricate enough where I have to use big words or anything.
So did you go to university and stuff out here?
I did for 4 years and then I dropped out.
Where did you go?
I started at Langara and then I got into UBC and I signed up for my first semester and I couldn't afford it, so I was like, screw this. So I dropped out.
And then what'd you do after?
I went into auto body, so like automotive.
At like BCIT or something? Or?
No, so I went into the office. I started as like a customer service rep, and then made my way up to do like an estimating, which is for, it's like when you get into an accident with ICBC, you just estimate the cost of repair and all that, and then, yeah, eventually, I learned that you can make a shit ton of money as a manager there. So that's why I ended up.
Can you share with the audience how much you were making a year?
So when I was I had 2 shops I was managing. I was doing like 160
a year. Wow.
Yeah, with a car and like gas, insurance paid for.
Nice.
All that. But it was soul sucking.
How long did you do that for?
I was in the industry for almost 8 years, and then I was in management. I was in management for 5, but at the end, my last job, I was there for like 2 months before I said I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I got that job and like I finally had to deal with people by myself, I was like, nah, not happening.
And then when you're making like 6 figures, like pretty good, like did you have your own place?
I had an apartment. I was renting an apartment.
Whereabouts?
In Vancouver.
How much were you paying for rent?
I think in total it was cheap at the time because I got in early. I think I was paying like $1,600 a month for everything.
Really? And this is downtown?
No. This was like Joyce and Kingsway.
Oh, okay. It was like East Van. Okay,
yeah, East Van.
Oh, dude, you're in my hood. Yeah. Like right at around the Safeway.
Right in front, like pretty much in front of the Safeway.
Really? I lived in a house, like 2 years ago there.
Shit.
There, for like $1,200 in a basement.
Yeah. Now it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was looking at rent around Coquitlam and it's a 1-bedroom basement is like $2,000. An apartment is like $2,500. I'm like, I
have a friend that rents like a Granville area, like South Van, like Marpole,
Yeah.
for 2 bed, 3,500.
Jeez. Yeah, no. After not paying rent, I haven't paid rent in probably like 18 months.
Yeah.
So like after that,
Just
I'm
bank and everything.
yeah, I can't imagine myself paying rent.
So what made you like be like, I don't want to pay rent anymore? Screw this.
Uh,
So tell us about you quitting first.
yeah. Yeah, so I think when I was like 28, I kind of decided that I didn't want to do this anymore. Like, the biggest part was just the 2 weeks vacation. It's like I can't really do anything with 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I started looking for like another career, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So the first time I quit, I took 6 months off, really do it right, and I ended up having to go back to the industry because I ran out of money. But the second time around, I was talking to my buddy who works for this company right now, and we're like tree fallers. We cut down trees, or we like climb and cut down trees. He was telling me about how once you're ticketed, every job is pretty much like a contract, right? So you can like go into the job for either like 3 weeks or a few months, and then once you're done that contract, you just leave and you can go do whatever you want, and then you can come back eventually if they have a position
Do you
available.
need training for that?
Yeah. So you have to go to a course for it. It's like an apprenticeship program. But more importantly, you have to find a company that would take you on, and it's like it's a whole networking thing. Unless you know somebody, it's impossible to get in.
And how much can a person make in that field?
So a full rate ticketed faller, if he's working like production like lumber, he makes like 850 a day, and they usually work, I think like 14 days on, and then they come back for a
How many
week.
hours?
6 hours a day.
6 hours, you're almost making grand already.
Yeah, something like that. But it's the most dangerous job in Canada. I think it's literally the most dangerous job in Canada.
How so?
Just because when you're cutting down a tree, it could fall over on you anytime.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure logging is number one, like the most dangerous job.
Have you had close calls? No.
I don't do anything crazy enough, like where I am. I've definitely been scared climbing a tree, but that's different.
Yeah.
That's just being like 50 to 100 feet up.
So after you quit and then you went to lumber,
Yeah. So
and then help us understand like what's next. How'd you end up here?
okay, so in order for me to go into forestry, I had to pretty much leave my place because a job could be anywhere in BC, and it could be as long as 3 weeks to a few months. So I knew at that point like I couldn't have an apartment in Vancouver. So I pretty much just built a camper and decided to move into it full time.
And how long were you living in the camper? Is it Tacoma?
Tacoma.
Yeah.
So the first stretch was last year, from July till December. That was when I was working up in Whistler, and then I got laid off of that, so I had to come back here. I crashed at my friend's place for a month in Richmond, and then I got the job at this company, which was this January of this year, and then I lived in it for like a few weeks, and then we moved. Where did we move to? I think we moved to like Hope, like the Fraser Canyon, just like east of here, a few hours east of here. And with this job, when we're outside of Vancouver, we get Airbnb.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, that's covered.
it's all covered.
Oof.
Airbnb, and we get a food allowance. So like I get like, I think like, how much is it? Like 1,500 to 2,000 bucks a month for food, tax free.
So now that you live in this life, like how do you feel about like Vancouver? Like you grew up here, right?
Yeah. So I also.
Where's your hood?
I went to 11 different schools.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I went to school in East Van, Port Coquitlam, Surrey. I think Burnaby. I don't remember. But like I went to JO John Oliver.
Dude, that's my hood. That's around my hood. I went to DT.
Oh shit! Yeah, I was there for like almost a year, and then my parents.
What grade did you go to?
Grade 8.
Grade 8. Okay, because back in the day, like JO was known as like the hood school,
It
where it's
was.
like people would like just light like fires in the gas.
Yeah, every Halloween, like some dudes will pepper spray the whole top floor.
Yeah, back in the dude, because we grew up around like the Namur gang area.
Yeah.
Era. How's this life compared to like Vancouver life that you're living now?
So like I also knew I needed to leave Vancouver because it's kind of toxic in a way.
How so?
Like everyone's hustling, everyone's got something to prove,
Interesting.
Like I noticed there's a lot of ego in Vancouver.
Is it and this is from your gathering your information from like
Just
friends of friends?
just talking to people, talking to
Yeah.
everyone. Like I have so many different friends groups
Yeah.
because I have like so many different hobbies,
Yeah.
and it's like I have like a lot of white friends and I have a lot of Asian friends, and like just talking to a lot of people, like not my friends but their friends or like people around them. I've just like noticed a lot of times when people talk to me, they always have like something to gain from talking to me, or like they have something they want from me or something like that. It's never like a genuine conversation or
Yeah.
anything. Or like it's always to like boast an ego about their job or like what kind of car they're driving or something like that.
And most of these people corporate, 9 to 5.
Yeah. They're all in like tech or like sales, finance,
Yeah.
or something like that. And yeah, it's tough because like when you're around that, you kind of become that.
Yeah, because like it's FOMO. Like you're
Yeah.
like maybe I should do this too. You know.
Yeah. And like I was lucky enough where I had my automotive job where I was making decent money, whereas like I didn't feel like I had to compete against them because like I was making a living.
So help us understand like what was the tipping point where you're like you're I see clips of you like you obviously recording you in the office, right? Like what point were you like this?
It was a while ago. It
Like
was
was it like a slow crescendo of like
pretty much. So like when I got my Tacoma 5 years ago, the whole reason I got that was just to travel more.
Yeah.
And like the first year I had it, I went camping a total I think like 60 days. So I slept 60 days out in the woods, and then it kept growing the next year, like 80 days, 100 days. And then it was just at one point where I didn't want to do weekend trips anymore because that was the only thing I can do, like Saturday, Sunday off, and then my 2 weeks off. Yeah, and so at that point, I'm like, I need to figure out a way where I can take off for as long as I want.
And with this current work of like field of work and with this lifestyle, is it more matching, aligning with you?
Yeah. So like with this job, I can take off whenever I want.
Yeah.
And I can take off for as long as I want. So like, and I can work as much as I want. So from January till June, I worked 7 days a week straight, and like sometimes 16-hour days.
How's it right now though?
Right now we're just doing Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday if you want, 10-hour days ish around there.
That's you're looking average like a grand a day.
No. So the job here doesn't pay as much because it's
Okay.
in town. Once you go out of town, you make a lot more money.
Gotcha.
And then again, once you're fully ticketed, you make a lot more money.
Gotcha.
But it pays enough, like because I work 10-hour days and I work 5 days a week. It's almost like my last job, not as the manager's position, but like two steps below.
Yeah.
So it's like it kind of works out. And then also the content thing helps a lot with my pay.
Interesting. So, what do your friends think?
They're stoked about it. I mean, they've always kind of knew that like I was gonna be something like this, just based on how many trips I've been on in the past. Like I'm always considered the adventure person or someone that's always out of town.
So you've been like camping and stuff like for in the past. So you have experience.
Yeah, I've been like camping and like off-roading, hiking, all that for probably the last like 8 years or so, and then I took it more serious the last 4 years. Pretty much once I got my Tacoma.
Yeah.
And like I ended up spending more money on like actual equipment that allowed me to do it. Because like in my truck setup, I have like a fridge, stove, shower, all of that. So it's like I have all my amenities.
Wait, you can shower in that
It,
camper?
it wouldn't be in there, but it'd be like an outdoor shower.
Like a setup, right? Like
Yeah. But I think my next build, I'm debating whether I'm gonna put a shower in there. It's just hard because like I don't have body odor, so it's like if I don't shower for a day or two, it's fine. And like in Vancouver, all the community centers have free showers.
Really, you can just walk in.
You can you can
Oh,
walk
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Like Trout Lake, you walk in and the shower washroom's like right at the door. You don't have to see anybody.
You can just pretend you're just like a patron. At the community
Yeah,
center.
well, like it's right at the entrance, and it's not even near the office or anything like that. So you can just walk straight in.
So, what was the hardest thing about van life?
So the hardest thing, especially right now in winter, is there's no sun. So I rely on the sun to power a lot of
Solar
my
power.
solar power. So I rely on it to power my heater and like my laptop and charge everything.
But then you do have like a battery thing, right?
Yeah. So unless I can find like somewhere to plug in, without sun, I can't really survive.
Yeah.
I mean, I can, but it'd just be cold.
How about dating?
I've kind of given up on it, and I've also like stopped myself from being in a relationship just because I know that if I get into a relationship, it might stop me from living this lifestyle, and I don't want that to happen.
But then I think I've seen you with a collab, but like, would you be in a relationship with another van lifer?
Ah,
Y'all
that's
van life together, you know?
that's I don't know. That's kind of a tough thing because like I also do everything sporadically.
Yeah.
Like all my plans are maybe like a day or two or a week out.
Yeah.
And like with another person, it's kind of hard to do that. And I would feel guilty if I just strung that person along like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I mean, as of right now, I'm not looking to be in a relationship, but maybe like a year down the road, once I'm still like new to this van life thing. Like I'm still like in that honeymoon phase of
How
me.
long has it been?
It's been like a year and a half, but I've been working for the last or for 6 months of it, right? And this summer was my first summer where I actually experienced going to America, meeting these people, and just living that American van life dream.
And you found that community out there.
Yeah, it's a freaking huge community. And I was supposed to be in Utah right now. They're having an American Thanksgiving down there, and there's like 20 of them, 25 of them down there, just all converging and just having fun.
Cool,
And
bro.
yeah, I'm stuck up here because I can't. I don't got a vehicle I can take down.
Oh, so like update the audience. So you were living in their camper, and then what happened?
Yeah, so on my birthday,
Wait, knock on wood. You're like everything, like physically, you're good.
I
Right?
was completely
Okay,
fine.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So on my birthday, it's funny because like the whole week leading to my birthday, I thought about like the last year, my 30th year, how it went like pretty much according to plan, and how I did everything I wanted to do. It was like that was like the best 30th year of my life.
Yeah.
And then on my birthday, my 31st birthday, the I was driving to work site because I was gonna go to see my friends after work, and like that was the second time I've ever driven my truck, like to work. Like I made it down the street a few blocks, and at one of the intersections there was the left turn.
Advanced left.
Yeah, advanced left, and I made that advanced left, and I guess some guy was asleep or something at the wheel, and he just blew through the intersection and totaled my truck.
God damn.
Yeah, yeah. So that was my truck and my camper too. That's pretty much everything.
Just killed my home, bro.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And like,
Uh,
it happened on a Friday, thankfully, so I didn't have to worry about too much. Like, I see my friends, I can stay there. And I didn't really think much about it until Sunday. But once Sunday came and I was like, the weekend's over, I have to go back to work. I'm like, what am I gonna do? And like, I almost started crying, but I didn't, just cause like I guess I've gone through enough shit where something like this doesn't really like bother me. Like I got a rental car and I just slept in the back of it for the first night.
Nice.
And then the next day my boss was like, "Hey, I know you don't have a place and I know that you're going to be around, so just stay in this trailer until you get yourself sorted."
And how long you been here now?
3 weeks.
2 weeks. What's your thoughts? Like, do you want to live here in Vancouver? Like, do you want to have a family, buy a house? You know, the whole.
Yeah. So I decided already that I didn't want to live in Vancouver anymore. Like I don't want to live in Vancouver. Like I decided that when I left.
Yeah.
I just
Why? Besides the competitive ego-ness.
There's that. It's crowded. It's way too crowded. I don't think the schools here are that great, especially with like how kids are these days.
Yeah.
The cost of rent or cost of an apartment, or I wouldn't be able to even buy a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my plan was to move to the island. That was always my plan. Vancouver Island, buy land somewhere and build a cabin on top of it.
And just keep making content, eh?
Yeah, I don't know about the content thing yet.
Really? Like how? Like tell us how did you get started?
So when I was working up in the Fraser Canyon, I was getting like kind of depressed because I was just working, and even though we were working in the forest, I wasn't like hiking or doing anything like that. So the content thing was like, it started with me doing a 30-day challenge where I was gonna post a video every single day, and it wasn't like pre-recorded or anything. I was gonna go out every single day and film a video.
But did you know like, oh, I can make money from this?
No.
I can grow, or you just like do it for fun?
So I kind of started to get free things for my truck.
Yeah.
Like free camping things. That was purely it. But I started that challenge, and then from there it kind of just blew up. Like within the first month, I gained like 15,000 followers or
Nice.
something like that. But I did burn myself out real quick.
from like working your job and content?
Yeah, well, working my job was fine, but the content thing was it's stressful trying to make content and trying to like be original.
Is that what you edit off your laptop over there?
Yeah. So I just bought that laptop like a few months ago. I was editing on like a freaking 12-year-old computer. It was freaking painful.
And then shooting 4K.
Yeah.
How? So then you're like on proxies or something? Or
No. I didn't even have enough storage to do that something like that. I was just painfully slow.
yeah.
Yeah. And then this summer is when I decided that I want to try content creation like a little bit harder.
Do you follow anyone that like inspired you in the beginning to do type of these things, or were you just like just gonna do it?
I didn't really follow anyone. I kind of just did it. I don't like I don't know. It's like I hate seeing stuff on the internet and like making a video and it being so similar, just because I don't know. For me, it's just I feel guilty about it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I wanted to like.
You want to be original, you know?
Yeah, I just have my way of like doing something, and I want it to be like that. I don't like making too serious of videos. I want to like make something different or a little bit
Is
funny.
the video getting too serious?
No.
No, you don't ask me questions, bro. I don't have to always like grill you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really so like I'm just so bad at like thinking about all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like in my everyday life, I don't think about my issues at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm just thinking about what I'm gonna do next or like what I want to do.
So what is it you want to do? What's next?
So my original plan was actually to quit forestry completely
Really?
and do content creation full time. But I just know that once I'm done with content, I want like a skill to like fall back on. I have my like auto body job to fall back on in the end, but I just wanted like another skill that I could fall back on, especially if I'm gonna go buy land and build on it. Like if I can cut down all the trees and use that skill to build a house, I want to do that. But I don't know. The opportunity's here right now for content, and I figured out how much people are making, and I think that if I pushed it full time, I could be making more than I do at my forestry job.
Nice.
Yeah, but it is freaking soul sucking.
How so?
It's just a lot of days of just sitting there scrolling on your phone, trying to come up with ideas, like looking for audios, and then also like spending all that time on your computer too editing. Like the whole idea of me going into forestry and all that was to leave the desk, and then with content creation,
You're back on the computer.
Yeah. So you run into a lot of people that follow you, stuff like that.
In Vietnam all the time, bro. I'm like a celebrity in Vietnam.
Shit. I
don't say that with ego. I say that with like I'm kind of introverted. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's me. Yes, that's me.
Yeah. Do you feel like weird when that happens?
Because we went to like a pho joint before coming here, and then the server recognized me.
Oh shit.
So I'm like, oh yeah, that's me.
I'm
kind of like timid about it, but in Vietnam it's kind of easy to like get notoriety.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a common thing. They're all really nice.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Like I'm really.
Wait, have you got like you're like what? How many followers now?
I think like 35,000.
Have you got recognized?
Yeah, I've gotten recognized in weird places. Like I went on a hike and it was probably like a 4-hour hike into like a random fire tower in Washington, and someone up there recognized me. But I'm introverted, but I also have a lot of social anxiety.
Yeah.
And unless I know the person, I can't conversate with them. So like when I run into people like that, I like freeze up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, I follow you on Instagram." I'm like, cool.
So you replaced this after the Tacoma got
Tacoma. It's kind of weird. Everyone's like hating on me. They're like, you had a 5-year-old Toyota Tacoma, like $50,000 truck. You got totaled, and you ended up buying. This thing's from 2000. It was built in 1999.
How much kilometers?
400,000.
God damn.
But funny enough, this thing's expensive. It's because it's got the 7.3 turbo diesel engine, which is like it's considered the million-mile motor, and because of that, everyone wants one. This one is an 8-foot bed, and it's also going to be 7 foot wide, so it's literally double the square footage of my Tacoma. And then I got the shorter, like the extended cab, so I never have anybody in the back, so I got that to shorten the length up. But dude, it's got power seats. My Tacoma didn't even have power seats.
This is 2000. Wow, this is advanced, bro.
I've got CarPlay on there too. Just no heated seats or
So
anything.
this is 2000.
Yeah.
This is like pretty nice for like 2000.
Yeah, it's not bad. Super comfy. You're super high up too. You feel like a freaking king. Yeah, this is gonna be the back. The taillight's gonna be here, like the license plate.
Wait, aren't you a welder? Can you judge the welding?
Well, I just tacked it up right now. I'm not a professional welder, but
You can hire him.
I can't afford to do that. So the whole reason I am building it is because I just can't afford to build out a camper or anything. I mean, buy a camper or anything like that. Because like my truck, if I buy the camper, like this flatbed alone would cost probably around 8-9 grand.
Wow.
And
So how much do you save?
So this all here is about $1,200 in metal, and then with the taillights and everything, I'll probably be around $1,600 in. So I save like 7 grand on this.
To buy a new one, it's like
around 9 grand. But the camper itself, like the thing I'm gonna be living in, if I buy that out fully built, it'll be around like 80 grand.
Damn.
Yeah, and if I build it out myself, it'll be around 20. But luckily enough, I'm in this content thing where companies are willing to
pay for
sponsor you.
itself,
Yeah. So like even with my truck, I had a company reach out to me. They said anything from their website I wanted, I can just have, and it'd be like lift, tires, wheels, anything.
Yes, bro. So what's the ETA on this build?
So this will be done probably end of this week, and then my camper will probably be a month before I can move into it.
Yeah.
And then I'm hoping by then I get a job up north where I have my Airbnb and a garage.
So I'm just looking at all these like freaking cookies in the book. Y'all. God damn.
You work in the trade, man. You work in a trade, you become drunk. So I don't actually drink alcohol at all. I've never been drunk. But all of these guys love to drink.
God damn. So then you're gonna build this, and then are you doing any like big trips before you head out of Vietnam?
No, this probably won't be done by the time
Gotcha.
I leave. So like I said, I'm hoping to be in that house and I can work on the camper while I live in the house.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably take off in spring or summer.
And then can you just remind us how long you're gonna be in Vietnam?
I don't know.
Just
Yeah.
one way and you'll figure it out?
Probably a few weeks.
Go with the flow?
A month. I don't know.
Cool.
Maybe go see some other countries in Asia.
Cool, bro.
Yeah.